Welcome to Steele Nazz, Mass Music Radio's Pioneer Podcast. We're located in Quincy Point at Mass Music Radio headquarters. On today's show, we're joined by Twitter god, Celtics guru, Miles B.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it. Thank you for being on this illustrious program. I appreciate it.
Thanks for being on our show, man. We'll also be joined by WEEI Celtics writer Nick Fryer via Skype to discuss the outlook on the green for the upcoming season in our Celtics preview. Also, we will take a look at how the MLB playoffs are shaking up, along with our takes on the state of the Patriots and the rest of the NFL as we are quickly approaching the close of the first half of the NFL season. Lastly, with Miles B on our front stage tonight, we will dive into UFC action that will be taking place at the TD Garden next week on ESPN. We'll also have our weekly segments of our NFL 6 weekly picks, Steel Salute, Magic Mike's Minute, and My Bonehead of the Week. Now we'll get right into it, boys. The interview with Nick Fryer went pretty well today, huh?
It's a great interview.
Very well.
Yeah, we got into it.
Yeah.
Mike asked about Gordon Hayward's. No, it was Brad Stevens' wife, right?
Brad Stevens' wife. Yeah, I met her once, and I was just asking if she's gonna be a factor this season. He said maybe not. I think she could be.
Did not appear so.
I slipped up with
see.
Gordon Hayward because we did ask about his wife too. I mean,
yeah.
I think wives are a big, crucial factor of this team.
Bigger than you'd expect, Nass.
Oh, yeah.
Well, here's Nick Fryer right here. We'll get right into it.
Okay.
All right, so we're here on Steele Nazz with our guest for the night. We got Nick Fryer, Celtics writer for WEEI.com. We're going to be talking we got a little Celtics preview going on here. And what's going on, Nick? What's up?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you guys doing?
We're good.
Fantastic.
We're good. Yeah.
Very good.
Loving life.
So we had a good training camp start off. Nice little preseason game the other day against the Hornets. How do you like this team? Kind of with, obviously Kyrie out the door coming in and Kemba stepping in as the point.
I like Kemba at the point. I think he's going to be a good facilitator for them. My big concern right now, and I think everybody feels pretty similar to me on this, is the interior defense losing Al Horford. You get Kemba, it replaces Kyrie fairly well.
Yeah.
But you lose Al Horford, and now it's like, okay, you got Cantor, who was your plan A, according to Danny Ainge.
Yeah.
I know that Brad Stevens was high on Vincent Poirier the other day, but there's still question marks about him, for me at least. And then you have Tice, he's athletic, but has he ever been good against big bodies, guys? I don't really think he has been.
Don't like either of them.
Just getting dunked on.
Both of them horrify me.
Yeah,
I'm hoping for the best here. But.
I think Tice has grown through the years, but I still have concerns with him. Robert Williams is the guy I've been highest on, but the other night, he looked as stiff as a board out there. And I know that wasn't when he pulled his groin, but I wouldn't have been surprised. He looked just so clunky out there. It was a little concerning. As much as he had those two highlight blocks.
Yeah, well, it still looks like his youth
Time
is
Lord.
still kind of full shown. Yeah, Time Lord, right? Yeah, no, that dunk early on, that kind of like set the garden going. And then, of course, Taco Fall coming in off the bench. That must have been pretty hyped up, huh?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
You want taco chance for
It's beautiful.
Yeah, he's a freak. He's obviously very tall, but just that block shot. It was like he was. I tweeted out. It's like he was guarding a middle schooler. He didn't jump nothing. He's out there.
Great tweet.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
But the problem with Taco, and I'm sure you guys can see it too, is just he's not that fluid down low. He's more mobile than I think we all expected him to be.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's just not. He's not ready. And I'm worried that his agent's going to put him in a position where, he might get an NBA roster or a two-way contract where he maybe doesn't get one with the Celtics, but he might be better suited sticking around playing in Maine the whole season as much as, it gives everybody a reason to go up to Portland aside from the cheap beer they have up there, right?
Yeah, right.
Hey.
That's what Tommy Heinsohn was saying during the broadcast, that this guy just needs to play. Like, if he's on the bench, that's not going to help him out.
His putback slam was amazing.
Yeah.
Place went nuts.
Did you like the putback slam more or the block? Because I'm always partial to block shots.
The block was too easy. I loved it.
Yeah, basically,
his
the
elbow.
block was like, you know what I mean? That was like your little cousin or something. Just hit it out of the.
Seriously,
It's amazing.
I was like, this is what it was like when I played my little brother in the backyard. It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that. An NBA game is a joke. But yeah, he's an exciting player, and I guess NBC Sports Boston said that their ratings spiked like 54% 34% when he went in the games.
That's
I love
incredible.
that. I love
Talk
that.
about the sidebar of the preseason, huh? That's unbelievable. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it's like,
54.
it was everybody waiting on, like, watching Twitter, waiting, Taco Fall's coming in, and I'm stunned by that one.
We love tacos.
Oh, yeah.
It's Taco Tuesday, right? Yeah.
Taco
is Taco
Tuesday tonight.
Yeah,
Taco
yeah.
Tuesday, first
Yeah.
one.
Oh, it's
Oh,
so
that's right, it is
fucking
Tuesday,
dumb.
geez, I didn't
Yeah.
think of that. Wow.
It's,
But-
it's a sin that
but
they're
kinda
selling
speaking
tacos,
of, like, the
idiots.
End of the roster there, 14, 15 guys. Javante Green kind of stepped in there the other night, perfect 7 for 7, right? He was great.
Oh, yeah.
That guy flies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I cut one of you guys off. What were you going to say?
It's a Diet Zion is what we're calling him around here.
Diet Zion. Wow, I actually like that. And he's been around for a while, too. He's been around for a while. He's been playing overseas. It was 2-3 years now, I think. What was crazy is that was his first NBA game ever. Like, not just playing in it. It was the first one he's ever been to in his life. So, what?
Yeah,
I almost
That's
have a hard
fucking
time believing
nuts.
that one.
that's unbelievable.
But that guy, it was like he was playing on a pogo stick the whole night. I mean, he just could be in the worst position and then still, boom, throwing down. I know he got that three. I don't remember him being a 3-point shooter in the summer league, but that dude throws down, and I would think he's got to be that candidate for the 15th spot of the roster, or if you're going to move up Waters, I don't think they'd move up Struss, but he would get the two-way contract over Taco, I would think.
I just think a guy that hungry looking like he's been in the summer league for the past couple of years, and then finally getting an opportunity there. I mean, that slam was just nasty.
Oh, he had like, what was it? I mean, I think other than his
6 dunks.
three-pointer, all of them were dunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of them were awesome, but like I'm more impressed by the ones where it's like, how the hell did you get up? I mean, obviously he's tall, but it's like, how did you get up like that and still throw down hard?
Yeah, the
He
double
did that
clutch,
quite a few
right?
times. Yeah, it's just, I mean, the guy's a freak athlete. I mean, and Stevens joked about it too. He could be more athletic out there, I guess. I mean, if he gets that 15th roster spot, as much as we all get annoyed with the superstars not being in the slam dunk contest, he would be a good fit for that for sure.
Oh, yeah. So speaking of freak athletes, what do you think about Shemi Ojale? I think it's almost time to put it in pads and call Bill Belichick. What do you think?
Oh, well, you know what? Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. They do need a tight end, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? I'm the biggest pro semi guy you're going to find out there. I'm sure there are others too on the beat who are big fans of him, but it's just, I'm all about having that guy who can go in and shut down somebody, especially having, Al who could guard Giannis and Embiid. And I would think that Semi's going to be the guy that would do it. But after I watched him the other night, I was very disappointed with how he played. I felt like he was, Brad talked about how Robert Williams was trying to do too much out there, and in a good way. I felt like Semi was too, but he also kind of got he was paralyzed out there at moments, and he wasn't getting in the pass lanes where I would think he would, and he just wasn't. His head wasn't on a swivel like I would expect it to be. He was just he's focusing on too many things at once, or trying to, and in doing so, he wasn't focusing on anything, and he just was very ineffective. And his shooting I think the shooting's what holds him back big time too. I mean, if you're going to be a lockdown defender, you can get away with it, but he wasn't good enough from what we saw. It's the first game, and I'm not trying to overreact, but from what I saw the other night, and then he goes 1 for 6 shooting. I mean, it wasn't enough. He got 18 minutes. I'm waiting for him to take that big step forward. I think he can, and I want him to. I like his game when he's on, but I'm concerned. I will admit, after the other day, I'm a little concerned just because he didn't get a ton of playing time last year. I need to see a lot out of him in the preseason.
To Miles' point there, I think, too, the question isn't, is he an athletic guy? He's an athletic specimen, but is he a basketball player? Is he an NBA-type player? That's the real question there, and we've yet to see that really. Obviously, the first game of the preseason, and kind of outside of the defensive game, we haven't seen any shooting, nothing really out of him. Yeah. No,
the shooting has been a lot left to be desired, and I'm willing to give up a little offense, especially with this team where you have the 4 scorers in the starting lineup, and then you have Robert, who's a defensive-minded guy. Okay, Cantor is an offensive-minded guy, obviously not a defensive guy. I'm okay with having some guys who specialize in defense. I would say that Tice pitches in more offensively, in my opinion, than he does on defense, although he does well in rebounding. But I'd be willing to give that up, but he's got to show me that he can not only lock down a guy, but he can also help defense and play team defense, because that's what the Celtics, when they've been the overperforming team, that's where they've thrived, is they can show that they can play that strong team defense.
A text message?
I keep getting I keep getting notifications on my phone. I haven't seen Twitter.
You're good.
Sorry.
So no, the next question here. I mean, we're talking about his elbow the other day. He re-injured it, but what do we expect out of Gordon Hayward besides his wife telling him he can't play video games anymore?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know why. I just never caught. So a lot of people don't like how she does that, huh?
Let the kid play, man. Let the kid play.
He's making over $30 million a year.
He's a gamer at heart, and we all know it.
Yeah, for real. I think that he looked really aggressive last night. He tweaked his elbow in the first half. I don't remember when he couldn't pinpoint it exactly, but I don't know if it was in the second quarter or the first, but he was really aggressive early, and then it seemed like he kind of calmed down. I mean, when it comes to Hayward, I expect him to be more the guy that everybody thought he was going to be coming in. You know, Danny Ainge was talking the other day about how he's worried about the hype surrounding him. You know, he's still Gordon. Well, he was a max contract player when you signed him, so I would expect we're going to get something to that level. I mean, we saw glimpses of it last year. I think he can be very aggressive going to the rim. I think he's a good finisher too, and he can help you stretch the floor. So I would think he's going to. I think if Gordon Hayward is the guy that the Celtics expect him to be from the start, that they can become the 2 seed in the East, because right now everybody's thinking it's the Sixers, and then, Ben Simmons is in 3-pointers now. Good God. But I think that if Hayward is the guy they expect him to be, you have Kemba. Tatum is looking good. And then we'll see what Jaylen Brown's going to do. I think that they can be the 2nd seed. It's just a matter of what he's going to turn into. And I think he will do well this year.
I just think like the whole flow of the team and everything, Kemba coming in, make us think. What do you think Kemba in terms of leadership? And obviously we know he can score the ball, but I mean defensively, you think he's going to have to step up big time for this team, like you said, a possible 2 seed in the East?
Yeah, well, I'm curious. When you look at Kemba, I mean, what do you guys think? He's small, right? I mean, I know Marcus has talked about his active hands and everything, but I mean, it's hard not to be concerned about his defensively, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I think we were all concerned about Kyrie, but we saw that he stepped up every now and then on defense. Obviously, he looked lost more often than not, but he kind of put on an effort for a little while at least. I think we can expect a similar thing out of Kemba.
We got through Isaiah Thomas on D, man.
Yeah.
I think that Kemba, when it comes to effort, that's never going to be a concern.
Yeah.
And I think that one thing that Brad has done well is he always maxes out on guys' defensive potential. Yeah. At least from what we've seen when they look like what they were before they got here, and then when they come to Boston. Yeah. So I think in that regard, they'll get the most out of him. It's just a matter of what that's going to be. And I just think, I mean, the way the game is now, he's limited. But we're all looking at it as you need to be a wing. You need to be 6'5". You need to be. If you're not Kobe White size, and you're in trouble. I think that he'll be fine, but I don't think he's going to be great. I think the thing is, you have the luxury of having Marcus Smart, who you can pair up with him. Tatum is a good defensive player, and I think Jaylen Brown. Did you guys watch the FIBA World Cup at all?
Oh yeah.
I
was up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
Nice. So you saw Smart when he bodied up Giannis. But Jaylen did well against him too.
Yeah, he actually didn't look too bad when he was playing that stretch 4-5. I mean, I think we're actually going to see more out of that this year. But I would like, the interior D is. I don't think that's going to help much with the interior D. Jaylen is great on defense, but you really don't. Him against a bigger guy.
No. Yeah, when it comes to the interior D, if you're relying on Jaylen Brown, you look at what happened to USA. They ran into problems.
Exactly.
My point is more so. They have guys who can help Kemba in what he's going to do defensively if he gets beat, if he runs into trouble off screens and everything. I think his instincts are going to be there, and he knows, I'm not going to try and block a shot. I'd rather try and get it if the guy brings it down low. The problem, the interior defense is the biggest problem, and it's no secret at all. But I think that in terms of leadership, I know you asked about that too. I mean, they all seem to get along well, and I guess that's all you can really ask for. I don't know. I don't get caught up in the Kyrie's whole thing, talking about being a leader. When you have to talk about being a leader, it's like you're not a leader, bro. So I don't know.
No. That guy was not.
And I don't think you need to be a leader necessarily. A team needs to have a leader, but I've always been of the belief your best guy should not have to be your leader. That's just my opinion. I always feel like that. I mean, I know that Paul Pierce was the leader and stuff like that back then, but it's just I don't know. I feel like the best guy on your team has to be worried about a bunch of other stuff aside from leading everybody. I mean, he's just lead by example.
The leader of this team is Marcus Smart, and we all know it. You know, everybody knows it. He's the heartbeat of the squad.
Yeah, and guys say it all the time. So I think it was Semi that said the other day that he's the heartbeat of the team. He, like verbatim, he said that.
Yeah. So I think one of the bigger questions that I have going into the season is Romeo Langford. I just what can we expect out of that kid? I really don't know too much about his game.
So I talked to some people who covered him in Indiana, and shooting was a problem, and it wasn't the hand that was. As much as the hand didn't help, I think shooting was a problem before that. But he is very fluid getting to the rim. He's a natural finisher. The thing that I think, we've only seen a little bit of him in practice, working out afterward, and it's mainly just him shooting three-pointers. And I've tweeted out some of the videos of him shooting, and he's looked, but the thing is that I've been told that he's the way he plays the game, it's kind of effortless. I don't know if it's Tatum-esque. I wasn't told that, but I think that I wonder how that's going to resonate with the Boston fans, because everybody likes the scrappy guys who are going to fight all the time. Like Carson Edwards, everybody was going crazy for him too the other night.
Grant Williams.
Grant Williams too. Yeah, Grant Williams just needs to stop getting in foul trouble. Already doing it in his first game. Jeez.
Yeah, right. He got that Sullinger pass. That's why.
Yeah. Oh God, you don't want to turn to Sullinger. Jeez. Man, I remember when Sullinger. I went to college in the Big Ten, and I remember watching Sullinger. And good God, he was such a beast back then. Too bad too. Yeah. Absolute savage. But yeah, I think with Langford, effortless is a way that you could describe his game, and I think finishing is his thing. I just, I'm curious how he evolves as a 3-point shooter. He looks okay from what I've seen in practice. I think is the nicest way I could say it. But that's your first overall pick. I'm just a little confused by that. So Carson Edwards is a guy that I'm highest on right now.
Love that. Love him too.
They get a lot of underrated
I think
picks.
He's gonna be big.
Yeah,
the reincarnation of Eddie House. That's what it looks like.
Right?
There you go.
Like that. My kind of piggyback question off that is all these young rookies, all these guys making a big impact on the summer league team, and even see them late in the game during the preseason game. Any of these guys have a realistic chance of getting in kind of the backside of the rotation heading into the regular season, or even 20, 25 games in?
I think that I don't know about Langford. I don't think Tremont Waters will. He's a two-way guy, so maybe he'll get some garbage time here and there. Yeah. But I don't know about Langford. He's a young kid, and Brad's talked about that too, how he doesn't have that, whereas Grant and Carson do. I think those two will factor in.
Yeah.
Honestly, Carson. The thing about Carson that I like about him so much is when I watch him at practice, and then when I saw him in the game the other day, his shot looks the same every damn time. He's like a friggin' robot. At the same time, though, he's still fluid with his shot, but it's just he's a machine. Every single time he gets in that same spot, and boom, it's like he's just very consistent. And I personally think of all the guys, I want to see him get the most time. Yeah. Grant could be the beneficiary of Semi struggling, because then that's a guy who can go in and rebound. He's a better shooter, at least from what I've seen so far in the workouts and everything. So I think both of them have a chance. And even if Semi's playing well, I still think Grant has a shot, because he does. 9 rebounds in that game. I know some of it was, it's a preseason game and everything, but I think those two both have something to offer and will get opportunities to earn time.
And if Langford, if he's shooting like a robot, hopefully he ain't talking like a robot like Evan Turner. Remember his voice? That was
Yeah. Evan Turner had his voice sounds strange. But he was a good dude, though. I like Turner, though. I enjoyed watching his game. I wouldn't pay him that money at all, but.
Oh, yeah.
So are we winning the championship this year or no?
Yeah, you would have. Last year if they could have gotten everything together, they might have had a shot.
Yeah, right.
Friggin' Warriors going down left and right. Jeez, that was God. Seeing the Raptors win, but not that they were a bad team. It's just that the Celtics could hang with them for sure. So, but are they winning it this year? If I'm a betting man, which I'm not, I would say no. I think that the Bucks are still the team to beat. You have Middleton, you have Bledsoe, you have Giannis. That's too tough a team to go up against right now. I just think that if Semi can handle Giannis, then that may change things a little bit. And if Tatum can take that step forward to be an all-star, and Kemba's still at an all-star level, well, then it's a different conversation. But those are some big ifs too. And what is Jalen going to look like? Are we going to see that first half of the year, Jalen from last year? Because he was terrible, until
ugly.
February.
That was real.
Yeah, until like
He
February.
picked it up.
Yeah,
No, for sure.
Yeah, he picked it up. But God, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they
his
had a
handle
really.
is brutal sometimes, especially in a fast break. When he seems like he wants to do the job himself. When he wants, it'd be nice if he could hit the open man.
Yeah, and there are times too where exactly, you hit the open man. Like that was the biggest problem I had. I looked at the numbers at one point, and he was the fourth highest scorer on the team. But I think it was like per possession, he took more shots than anybody on the team, and he wasn't shooting the best on the team at that point in the year, but at all.
No,
So
not
just
even close.
the shot selection. But you had a lot more guys. Marcus Morris threw things up by doing so well too, and then Terry. And you had eight mouths to feed last year. Now you have 6, something like that. Maybe Edwards is going to get some more touches. So I think that they have a shot of getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. I really do, but I just don't know from there if they have a really good chance at beating the Bucks.
Oh yeah, that was my last. So in terms of expectations, getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, like if they get there, is that like season well done? That's what I'm thinking.
I think that's season well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. But at the same time, if they come out like gangbusters and they're looking great, then
true.
Then it's like the expectations change. They can change in the course of the year, but right now where we sit, guys, I would say getting to the Eastern Conference Finals for the Celtics would be a win. Because the East, as much as it's not as good, I still think there's, I don't think the Nets are bad. If Victor Oladipo, which I don't think Vic's gonna look like he did last year.
Yeah, he was spot on until he got hurt.
He was
Oh
unbelievable.
my God.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna see what happened with Gordon and what happened. Well, yet to see what happens with Gordon, but what happened with Paul George. Like I think that's what's gonna happen with Oladipo. It's gonna take a little bit of time. But if I'm wrong, and he bounces back, then that's another team that's gonna be tough. And then the Raptors are you still got to respect them a little bit, but I think the Celtics have a legitimate shot at being at getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, especially if they're the 3 or the 2 and the Sixers or the other team, because they own them in the postseason anyways.
Hell yeah.
That interior D, though, I think they might need to grab, make an acquisition. But I know what you mean. I'm faithful with you. I'm right there with you.
Mm.
Well, Nick, I appreciate you joining the show tonight. Thanks a lot, man, for coming on, and best of luck throughout the season.
My pleasure. Real quick, guys, what's up with the Red Wings jersey or sweater? Excuse me.
We're just rocking it, man.
Red
Well,
Wings,
today.
Is that
Ain't a
Eisenman?
reason.
Is that Eisen? Yeah.
Lindstrom.
Lindstrom. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. And the suit and tie too. Or jacket and tie. I respect that.
It's sober October over here, so I'm cleaning my act up.
Oh, good man. Good. Sober October.
Can I ask one final question about Brad? Is Brad's wife going to be a little bit of a factor this season, you think?
Is Brad's wife going to be a little bit of a factor?
Yeah.
What makes you ask that?
No, just in case things get out of hand, at the house. I don't know. He's our coach. He's the leader of the team, let's be honest.
He is the real leader of the team at the end of it all. I mean, I hope that Mrs. Stevens is doing a good job taking care of Brad, and I'm sure that he's respecting her as a wife. I hope that he I don't know. I got nothing. I'm trying to BS an answer.
I met her in the stands one day. Great woman. I was just wondering if she'd be a factor.
Do you guys keep in touch?
I don't know. No, not at all.
That's good. Because if you did, then there would probably be problems for Brad.
Yeah. No, I don't step in there.
No Jason Richardson. Steve
I won a championship.
There you go. Real lady killer over there with that tie, man. Jeez. Be careful.
No, don't roast me, please.
Thanks a lot, Nick. Really appreciate you coming on the show. Thanks, man.
You bet, guys.
Yep. Have a good one.
Thank you.
That was the Nick Fryer interview. Just talking about our little Celtics preview, and now we'll get into the NFL Patriots minute. So, boys, we're 5 games in. We're 5-0.
Oh, yeah.
What do we think about the Pats right now?
Sony Michel finally looked good, so thank Christ we're right there.
I mean, we've been
Didn't
playing.
crack 100.
Yeah.
But near it.
We've been playing Perkins School for the Blind outside of the
Oh,
Buffalo
no, a bunch
Bills.
of
So
fucking losers.
shout out to Perkins School for the Blind, great school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Quality place.
Yeah, so how are we thinking Tom Brady shaping? I think he's got 10 touchdowns and 2 picks.
Look beautiful.
Edelman looked very in sync. I know we played the Redskins. Like, I don't want to mention that lovely school again. You know,
Couple of rough throws for Tom, but he's due for one.
Yeah,
of those
and
every
how
now
about
then.
this
Still
defense?
looking
We
good.
got the boogeyman. We got Van Noy. We got Hightower. Jamie Collins looking like a defensive player of the year candidate.
I mean,
no touchdowns, 11 picks.
Oh, sexy.
That's
I mean,
unbelievable.
there's no lead I'm not comfortable
Passing
with this team. You know what I mean? It could be 1 point. It could be 3 points. I'm comfortable. I'm happy.
100%.
And we get into the special teams. Obviously, Jake Bailey looking like a stud.
Oh, yeah.
And then now we have a kicker and Goss going down. And now we got Nugent.
We got Nugent. We got Young Ho waiting in the wings.
Yeah, just
coming in
waiting.
hot.
We got to find Young
I,
Ho
I,
waiting in the
really,
wings.
I really thought when he missed the extra point the other day, I was like, is this Young Ho's time?
Yeah,
Is
no,
it really
send him
time
in.
to come up?
It's all about finding
It'll
these
come.
young hoes out there,
He sounds like he's probably gonna make a rap video at some point. Hopefully we can get him for that. Young Ho, Magic Mike. I'd like to be on that with him.
How are we liking Josh Gordon, though? I think Josh Gordon's really coming out and blazing hard, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
There we go.
he's a cult hero of the weed smoking community, and I have nothing but respect for him at this point.
Basically, yeah.
That's great.
Tom looked sexy. Did you guys see that pregame pic that he put out?
Oh, yeah.
The girls,
Oh, she was freaking out in his face. Did you see that one? When it was awesome.
I didn't
She
see
couldn't
that.
handle him like existing.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was like.
Oh,
fuck.
That was like,
yeah.
I felt the same way.
I mean, how the hell is Tom doing this to girls at 40, guys? I mean, we're in our 20s, our primes, and this guy's just fucking killing us. Week in, week out.
Yeah.
He shows up, he looks good, he plays good, he wins championships.
He makes
fuck
us
are
look
we
like-
supposed
I
to
mean,
do?
We're not talking. I look like shit compared to Tom Brady. That is not. I know that.
I mean,
I'm trying to get my Tom Brady up tonight, and I still
Yeah.
One o duels at a time.
One
Oh,
on
yeah.
duels
So-
at a time. Just for today.
So I know they got the Giants and the Jets before the bye week. They should be 7-0. But then you got some tough games against the Cowboys. You got the Chiefs. You got the Ravens. And then some of those teams are kind of everyone thinks the Ravens are good. I think they're dog shit.
No, they suck.
They stink.
But, like, what's it going to take for this team to pitch another blank? What's it going to take for them not to lose?
Shoot a blank?
To go 16-0. Come on, man.
Oh, yeah,
Get in the swing of
I
things.
think it could be right there. I mean, the Kansas City game's probably going to be like the closest
Yeah,
one.
for
I would
sure.
think.
See,
anyway.
I just think the defense isn't really that good. I think they're going to just overpower.
That
I hope so.
that Cowboys defensive line scares me a little bit against that offensive line. I
Yeah.
mean, they look like
Aaron
dog shit.
Rodgers just came in there, though, and just whipped his dick
Oh
out.
yeah,
It
I
was
mean,
crazy.
he kind of made them look like shit, but a little scary.
Yeah, a couple
Yeah.
other teams I like. I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think Jameis Winston's been
Gross.
horrible, but I think they've stepped up in big times. They should be 5-0. They should be 5-0.
They should be.
But they
Teddy
blow every
Bridgewater
game.
and the Saints have blown my
Yeah,
mind.
I
I
like
expected them to
him.
crumble.
Teddy B, I love
I
Teddy B.
expected Drew Brees when he went down for that team to just shit the bed, and
Yeah.
they did not one bit.
They're a little bit of. They're scary.
Yeah.
They're
No.
scary. Especially because he's going to come back
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah,
I think
no,
that-
and then Drew Brees comes back,
Yeah.
and if they're still like, I don't know, like you know what I mean? Like if they're like 7-3 or something, then that's perfect for them.
Yeah, I think the team that's really come out of the forefront in the AFC is the Buffalo Bills. I mean, they're
That
4-1.
D's real. That
Yeah.
D's
The only
real.
team they've lost
They're
to
not
is Tom Brady. Like, I mean,
That D's real.
That's
Josh
tough
Allen's
sledding
Allen's
against
not real.
them. Yeah, it was tough
oh,
sledding.
Josh
Not
Allen's
real at all.
horrible.
Yeah, that guy
He's not real.
sucks.
Yeah, that pick he
Yeah.
threw to McCourty was very
Oh
good.
man, looking like Luke Falk up in
That
this
D's very.
motherfucker.
That
Yeah.
D's serious.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So who do we like in the NFC though? I mean, all these teams are falling. Jared Goff is looking like a stiff so far. How about Seattle's looking good?
Seattle's
That's an
alright.
MVP
Seattle's
candidate.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Russell Wilson, if the season ended today, I think he'd win the hardware.
The Metcalf got to be one of the bigger.
Oh
you know,
my God, look at those calves, huh?
Oh my God, that
God
guy,
damn.
that guy's a
No, that
tight.
guy's,
Yeah,
that guy's
yeah.
extreme. Yeah.
Yeah.
fuck
And then
him.
how
What the
about-
hell is that
How
thing?
about we'll get in later on the show, but like Jimmy Garoppolo and them just
Ooh,
really
Jimmy
taking it
G.
and
Shout out
making
Alex King.
yeah.
A great tweet from Steele Nazz this week got a lot of love. Him and Tom only undefeated, and
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett. Or
No, he beat the Chiefs who were
He
on the
beat the
undefeated team.
Chiefs.
Quick
Oh,
clarification.
Either way,
Yeah,
either way.
yeah.
Great
But-
win for Garoppolo last evening.
Yeah, but them just like burning Cleveland again to the ground at home.
All you want. All
Love
you
to
want.
see it.
Oh,
That
yeah.
Love
piece
to
of
see
shit
it.
city can't go far enough down.
Burn those
God.
LeBron jerseys one
Oh,
more time
man.
for us.
Yeah, and then
Leave-
burn down the rest of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where's
yes.
Delonte West at? Where is he
I can
at?
still smell that city. I swear.
Oh,
Oh,
my
wasn't it
God.
fucking disgusting?
It smells like a dumpster.
Oh,
Man, we went there, yeah,
Poor
the
people.
weekend. Oh, that was tough. It was like, where do we go out at night? They had like one little bar. I remember this guy at our hotel bar said, oh, should we like walk to the bar? He's like, do not do that. And then
Yeah.
it came out like 3 months later. That guy that was like on Facebook Live got shot in like the parking lot that we were at.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, there were some bullet casings in the parking lot. Yeah.
Euclid Street or Euclid Ave or something
yeah.
like that. What a
Yeah.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hotel even had a Bitcoin ATM. I've never seen that. I've never
That was
seen that
reckless.
before.
That
Yeah.
was
Where the
reckless.
hell did you guys stay?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Ah, the slums, dude. It was ugly.
There was
Yeah.
Hotel
blood and
6?
shit on
Way-
the bed.
It was a
Way
a
Motel
haven
6.
for human traffickers. Let's
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, it was like lucky to walk out alive.
Shout out to
area.
Joe
Like, it was
Sewell.
bad.
All right.
So speaking of Cleveland, we'll
People are
get
consciously living there right now, which is nuts.
yeah,
The
speaking
finest hookers in Cleveland.
yeah, exactly. Speaking of Cleveland, we'll get into Steele's annual Steele Salute. The Steele Salute values the services of an individual who has stepped up in tough times with prolific swagger. So, obviously, we're on the Cleveland topic. We want to talk about who you're.
Nick Bosa, baby, just murdering that city one fucking sack at a time. Loved every bit of it. Their hero, their new god, Baker Mayfield, blows terrible. He got 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, recovered a fumble.
What happened
and then,
on the QB hurry?
Yeah. He had 5 hits on Baker as well, but then after one of those sacks, he got him. And he's redemption for Ohio State by doing his flag celly right in Baker's face.
Love it.
And they did it after the game
Yeah.
as well with an actual flag.
And they chirped him in the post game.
Oh, the
Yeah.
post game was
It
really
was
tough.
beautiful. Big redemption for Ohio
He
State.
kept saying Baker, Baker. He kept saying that all game.
Yeah.
Colin Coward enjoyed that. I'm telling you that.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
bastard.
That was tough. I mean, not a lot of people, have shit on Ohio State.
Oh yeah.
So Baker was like king of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got
And,
knocked down a fair.
then just absolute, then
But again,
31-3,
that-
fucking loser.
Back to the shittyville of Cleveland. How does a team that had Super Bowl expectations now they're sitting at 2-3? They got absolutely pumped to the Titans
Yeah.
in the opening game, and everyone thought hell was gonna break loose. And then they kind of got back to speed. They beat the Ravens last week to take the division at 2-2. And Baker was like, "No one thought we were gonna be leading the division." I'm like, "Dude, you're 4 games in. Chill the fuck out." And then Jimmy G just hit him with a slick one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I give him 2 weeks before Myles Garrett murders everybody in that clubhouse. Honestly.
Yeah, no, that's probably best case scenario for them anyway.
Oh yeah.
That'd be
Start anew.
Yeah. Without the whole thing of killing, that'd be fantastic content.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now we'll switch into things. Our topic 3 discussion of the day, our MLB playoff update.
Did they win? Talk about good timing. Holy shit. Whoa, wait, hey. What? Jesus Christ.
Snell! They brought in Snell. You were down Alvarez with 1st and 3rd. It was fucking. Oh,
What happened?
fucking 96 high. Jordan should have fucking smoked it. He misses. Fucking Snell goes fucking curveball. Oh my god! Yeah, baby! And then Gurriel comes up. I knew it was over. Fucking
So we got
ground ball up the middle. Fucking Wendell's right there. It's over. It's over. It's
so we
over.
fucking got a Rays fan in here. Now the Rays just tied up the
right,
series
all right.
2-2 with the Houston Astros, who were the World Series favorites. Who we think.
Wait till he wins
Yeah.
game 5.
Yeah, let's.
So got game 5. Oh yeah.
Holy smokes.
Well,
The energy is hot, people.
Yeah.
We're in.
Now that you know all that, we're in. You saw that hectic thing. Still,
Stay hungry, boys. Stay hungry.
what do you think about your Yankees sweeping the
Oh,
Twins
the
real quick?
Twins are a fucking miserable franchise. That was the 13th win in a row for the Yankees versus them in the playoffs. I mean, absolutely sunning that team. Which is exactly what's going to happen to the fucking Rays.
Yeah.
If you dare win that game 5.
We're hungry, boys. We're hungry.
I would put my house that they're going to win that game 5
Also,
after that entrance. When they
Yankees-
see that video, they're winning game 5. They're facing you.
Yankees in 6 versus Astros, in 4 versus the Rays.
Wow.
Bold.
Book it.
That's Magic
Book it.
Mike's World Series pick. He picked the Rays.
I
Yeah.
did.
Book it.
Okay.
So what? The Twins are absolute losers now. With the A's, right? They just never win.
Yeah.
There's 16 games
But
in a
I
row.
think it's worse for the Twins because most of that's to one fucking team.
Yeah.
The A's just haven't won shit since ever, but different teams, wild card games and everything. The Twins have basically just been cucked by the Yankees for
It's time to call him
15 years.
daddy, I think.
yeah.
Pedro did it pretty
Not
easily.
even
the
one win.
Twins-
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's they get swept time after time. They don't have one.
They'll always have
It's like
little
04.
big leagues. They'll always have that.
There
all the time.
There you go.
It's a great flick.
That's
you know?
great. They're a great movie. So the Astros are my World Series pick, but they're in some trouble. Verlander coming out and the drop tonight just couldn't get it done, and now they have another guy, Garrett Cole, who's been possibly even better than Verlander all year, throwing in a big Game 5 back in Houston. I'm still taking Houston Game 5, but I think Tampa's going to give them a hell of a run for their money.
Oh, yeah.
So we're looking in the NL. They're both going Game 5s. We'll start with Washington and the LA Dodgers going back to LA.
Strasburg, Bueller is going to be unreal.
Oh,
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Strasburg.
Kershaw, I thought it was Bueller.
I think it's going to be Kershaw.
Playoff
That's
Kershaw
what I heard.
blows.
I don't know.
I'm taking Strasburg all day. I'm going to see.
I'm going to take Strasburg.
We're going to see
regardless.
Bryce Harper on his couch crying, even though he has all this
Be
fucking
perfect.
money now. Should be perfect.
He is quite rich.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, seeing the Nationals go to the next round, and I mean, I did want to see like the Dodgers like magically become like the Buffalo Bills of like the World Series, but like I'm willing to throw that away to see Bryce Harper's tears. Like I'm willing to see
Fair.
that.
That's fair.
And then the other one, we got the Cardinals, who like don't really have a lot of guys you really heard of, and then you have this Braves team that have really just come out there. They dropped a tough Game 4 to really force Game 5
my
back.
pick to
Yeah,
lose
playing
to the
Atlanta.
Yankees, so like
Yeah.
chop on.
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah.
Win Game 5.
I think I'm
Alright.
gonna take the Braves there strictly because of their
A-town
lineup.
down. A-town down.
There it is,
Don-
baby.
Shout out Usher.
Yeah.
ATL,
Donaldson
great
had a
movie.
tough fly out in the 10th. Was it 9th inning? 9th or
Gonna come
10th
back
inning?
in for this one. It's Flaherty. It's faulty. Come on.
It's full.
Come on! Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking Flaherty has been the dynamite this year. Are you kidding me? Against Mike Fulton Avid. I don't even fucking know how to pronounce his name.
Dude, Game 3 was like the same
You're
game.
kidding
Game
me.
2 was the same
You're
game. And
kidding me.
it ended 3-0.
Yeah,
Braves.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
the same pitching matchup.
I
Fuck
love
off.
the Braves.
I'll take it, Josh.
Acuna, Albies, locked up forever. But you know what? You know what?
Rays fan. Conscious
Cardinals.
Rays
The
fan.
Cardinals ought to win. It's like the Patriots in the playoffs. They know how to
We
get
have
there.
to allow him to do this.
Go.
He's Daddy Warbucks. He buys the merch, so we have to let him like do this. But like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'm
He's
taking.
gonna
I'm
regret
taking
this
the
in the morning
Braves.
probably.
and I
Friggin'
think-
O'Doul's maybe
Yeah.
there on time.
Catch up.
I'm taking the Braves, and I think Josh Donaldson hits a home run.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
3-run
definitely.
digger.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore after that crazy guy.
So we'll transition then, and we'll get on to the Magic Mike Minute.
Okay.
One of our favorite segments of the show. It's the Magic Mike Minute. Here we go. What you up to, Mike?
Oh, Naz, I'm sipping back on an O'Doul's. It's a sober October for Magic Mike over here. I don't even know if I'm Magic anymore. Some would say I might have turned into Loser Mike. As I sit back on my O'Doul's, I'm in the store. I'm just really basking in what used to be for me. Taking a look over here at the Tito's. Used to be an Anton special. Champagne over here, hoping to pop that when Steele has to shave his beard.
And Mike, how did that Sober October kind of come to be?
Well, Sober October came to be because I've been really letting it rip for a long time. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm not wearing my seersucker. My bucket hat's gone. But at the end of the day, I have to get my act together. I have to be professional for the show. As a producer, I've not been doing my job. I've been getting a little bit too in the limelight, and I really need to take a step back, which I've been doing. I recently attended the QATV open house, and I took a look at our new studios, and I'm liking it, Naz. I'm liking it.
So I've been seeing a lot of news on the Facebook page and the Twitter page, and now I got an Instagram page. So Mike, what's kind of the upcoming news here with the boys and kind of yourself?
Upcoming news is I'm in training. Another reason I'm sober right now. I'm in training. I'm not going to give you guys what I'm training for, but I'll tell you one thing. It's I'm training for something big. I'm training for something real big. Type of thing. It's so big that it could put the Steele Nazz podcast not on the moon,
Don't give it expectations.
not on the
Leave it
moon,
go.
but
We'll leave it. We'll leave
we'll
it.
leave
at
it
that.
there, but it's big. It's real big. And I'm working my abs out for the ladies because I'm still the ladies' choice over here.
And how about the Rachel Starr interview? You got to give the viewers what they want, right, Mike?
Rachel Starr can wait. You know, Rachel's been giving me the runaround, and I'm not having it, to be completely honest. Now that I'm sober and not Magic Mike anymore, Rachel, if you want the business, come and get the business. This is a business. I'm motivational Mike now. Actually, I'm motivational Mike. Magic Mike is dead. I'm motivational Mike. And Rachel, if you want to come to us, we will give you the interview. If you want to come to the Steele Nazz podcast, we will give it to you. If you're lucky enough. We're pretty busy. We got Miles B on today. We're promoting hard on some bigger shit that's going to get us fucking big time views. So Rachel, if you want to get 50,000 fucking views next week, you should probably hit up fucking motivational Mike. Because Magic Mike's dead. He might be back next year. I don't know. All this booze is really fucking me up, Naz. I'm drinking a goddamn O'Doul's. I'm dying over here. It's been, what's today's date?
October 8th. It's almost the 9th.
I'm dying. I don't know if I can make it till the 31st. We got Halloween goddamn coming up. I'm trying to fucking... what am I going to dress up as? A fucking O'Doul's bottle like a bum? I'm a fucking loser. My edge is gone. I was worrying about this.
With our blogger Anton, tweeting about fantasy football.
Anton's a fucking jackass.
But why not get Lisa Ann on the show? You got another porn star there.
Lisa Ann, I mean, come on, enough with the porn stars. If they want, they come to us. If you want to come on here, we got a perfectly good freaking podcast for you to come on and talk your shit. And I'll motivate you. I'll spit some magic at you. And I will give you whatever you want, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I'll give you whatever you want.
Says the guy.
Whatever you want. And if you enough of the freaking porn stars. I'm thinking more about the White Claws that I'm looking at right here. And
You just said you were sober.
I missed the Black Cherry White Claws, Naz. Last night's softball game was freaking miserable. You know what it's like to play softball, beer league softball, and drink O'Doul's with the boys? It's not fun. It ain't fun. I wasn't having a good time.
Well, that's the guy, speaking of like in the bush. That's the Magic Mike Minute.
Yeah, Magic Mike's dead. It's motivational Mike now, guys, and we are hammering down on that. We're coming back hard. Subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe. I think that's what they do on Barstool, but fuck it, we ain't Barstool. We're Steele Nazz. Fucking do it for us. Get us the views up. Let it rip.
So that was the Magic Mike Minute. Whatever that was. We'll hop into our topic 4 discussion of the night, and we have our guy Miles B here, kind of a nice little expert when it comes to mixed martial arts, in particular here, UFC. So we have UFC Boston, UFC Fight Night coming up next Friday at the TD Garden, October 18th. So, we're really looking forward here. And, Miles, what do you think about it?
Oh, yeah. We got a couple good fights. I think, the hands down, the best fight, in my opinion, is Rodriguez-Stevens. This fight, obviously was scheduled 2 weeks ago, but it was an accidental eye poke that, got scratched. I think Yair is the pick here, He was a heavy favorite 2 weeks ago. Now he's a slight dog. I'm not really sure why.
But how do you feel like Jeremy Stevens has been in over 40 career fights?
He's a dog. He's a savage.
He just has so much experience. This guy's kind of like a young gun.
But the thing is, I think the UFC has a lot invested in Yair. They need him to win.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys that's going to rise to be a title contender eventually.
I just thought
Fight of the year last year.
Oh, yeah. Knocked out the Korean Zombie. Hell of a fight.
I just thought that Frankie Edgar fight was big for his legacy.
It was 2 years ago. So I think he's he's a young guy. I think he's evolved since then.
So we are a gambling show, and we'll get right to it. What's your favorite dog of the night?
So my dog of the night, my official dog of the night, gotta be. I'm going. I'm kind of debating between two, but I'll go Court McGee for one reason and one reason only.
And he's in the undercard, correct?
Yes, he's a plus 1A dog. This man is pure resilience. He's a two-time overdose survivor. He survived.
Love it.
You can't kill this guy.
Put the fucking house on him.
He's gonna keep on coming. You gotta shoot him. You gotta stab him, or he's gonna. He's one of those guys. So he's my dog. I also like. Let's see. The Meatball Molly McCann. It's one of the worst nicknames in the league. Meatball Molly McCann. She's a heavy favorite in my opinion. I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's going against the Warrior Princess. If we're just doing nicknames here, the Warrior Princess versus Meatball.
That's by a blood.
I know. Come on, let's be real here. I think the Warrior Princess is worth throwing some money on. When it comes to women's fights, I like taking the dog because it's a little closer. You know what I mean? Either it's a dominant fight or it's a razor close. So I think it's worth taking the dog in a women's fight.
Yeah, in our most exciting one, very local fight here, we got South Shore Manny Bermudez from Abington against Charles Rosa from Peabody.
Oh yeah.
Who do you like? Who do you like
South
in
Shore,
that
North
one?
Shore. I mean, come on, we gotta go South Shore here.
Oh, hell
It's-
yeah.
It's Manny Bermudez. He's an Abington guy. He's a fan favorite.
Coming,
I think
coming off his first loss to
he's
Casey
coming off,
Kenny.
while he is coming off first loss, I think he's gonna be hungry to bounce back and impress. I would take the under in this one even because I think he's gonna go for the submission early.
Quick
Yeah.
show. Quick
Oh, yeah.
submission guy.
When they're dry.
Oof,
Oh,
yeah.
he's nasty jiu-jitsu. He'll jump on you quick.
Okay.
So
yeah.
speaking of Yair, I saw Rosa lost by split decision against us. So he must have put up a pretty good fight.
Rosa, Rosa, he's not bad, but I think, I've actually seen him get knocked out pretty violently, so, I kind of,
Happens.
I think he's a guy that I'd kind of stay away from, but, he is a hometown guy. He's, two hometown guys, so it's
Yeah.
kind of, there'll probably be some infighting, probably some crowd fighting.
I like
Wouldn't
that.
shock
I
me
like
at all.
that.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
so
You
Ben-
going?
Oh, yeah, I'm going. I got some good
I'll
seats.
be there too.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
be get it going.
We going?
We'll be
Steele?
letting it
Looks
rip.
like it. It looks
Alright.
like
We'll be
it.
letting
We'll
it
all
rip.
be there.
Oh, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
be in the house.
So back to the main card. I mean, Greg Hardy, former NFL player,
Ooh.
has just been knocking the chocolate out of people.
Yeah. I mean, overall, just a horrible human being. Woman
Total
abuser.
scum. Total
Just
scum.
a piece of shit, but he can really fuck people up, so.
His only loss, we'll put it this way, this guy's such an asshole. His only DQ is from, knocking this guy out after the whistle.
Yeah, it was a rough fight. He was losing the fight, in my opinion, and he just threw a dirty knee that was uncalled for. But it was kind of, we took the easy way out in that one.
That
my
man
opinion.
was very fired up to be kicking Greg Hardy's
Oh,
ass.
yeah.
I
I think-
forget his name, but he
Yeah,
was like he
he was a-
knew what he was
He
doing
was a
and
country
he
white
loved
boy.
it.
Yeah, he was a big country boy.
And then he just punched him in the head while he was down because Greg
Yeah.
Hardy's literally scum.
So I go under in this one because they got, like I said, similar to Yair, they want Hardy to win. They see, they see a star. He was a former NFL star, so they see the press behind it. Even bad press is good press for the UFC. So I think he's a guy you want to pick. Under. I mean, 270 minus 270 might be a little too much, but I go under here for sure.
And we get to our main event. We got Chris Weidman against Dominic Reyes. Who do you like there? I mean, Dominic Reyes is undefeated and clearly is he kind of the favorite there, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean Reyes, he's he knocks dudes out. He's a beast. And Weidman is very chinny. His chin is very suspect. His most impressive win is Anderson Silva breaking his leg against his knee. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, he beat him again.
What a
after,
dark
right?
day
yeah,
that
it
was.
is. But I mean,
Oh,
I've always
that's
been
very
kind
sad.
of
That's very sad.
I didn't know
iffy
that.
on Weidman. I
Yeah.
think he's a great wrestler, but I think he's gonna get knocked out.
So you think he's kind of past his prime? I mean, he probably fought Anderson Silva years ago, 5?
Yeah, 2014, 2013.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
I
now.
think he's.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
No,
a
he's
New York.
lost
He's
4
a
or
New
5.
York guy, so fuck him. Hope he gets knocked out.
Yeah, so that's UFC Boston. I think it's part of a Fight Night series next Friday night at TD Garden.
Should be
I'll
good.
be there, nice, supporting the boys, supporting the fights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now, speaking of fighting, we'll get to the bonehead of the week here. When Jay Gruden's been fighting for his job all year, and you know what? I've had enough with this guy's malarkey. So Monday morning, after an absolute ass kicking, the Patriots put on him. The Redskins fired Jay Gruden after an 0-5 start, and it wasn't even just when they did it. It's how they did it. So this motherfucker Dan Snyder calls in Jay Gruden at 5 a.m. just to fire him. What do you think? Did he go to the bar or did he just go home and sleep? Did he call his brother John? What do you think happened?
I hope he went to the bar.
Yeah, I don't
picked
know.
up-
Can
he
even,
picked up a
the
couple-
Irish pub don't open till 8, so I don't know. five might be too early to get there.
See, now I wonder how you know that, but I don't really wonder.
'Cause I've been there.
Yeah.
In line.
Hell yeah. So I think we're back to Jay Gruden here. I mean, if you really get down the brass tacks, I mean, he did a horrible job with Dwayne Haskins. And when they were playing the Giants, he kind of just threw him into the fire. Guy threw 3 picks without even playing in the first team offense. I mean, this Redskins organization has just been an absolute shithole since fucking RG3 was really good, and then all of a sudden he came back from his knee injury and just crumbled.
Really good. Let's not count.
It's wild how it took the
Who's that?
Patriots,
Yeah.
the
guy
team
Jerry.
that should actually beat the fuck out of them, and then they fired him.
Yeah, right.
They lose to these shitty teams all the time, and they're just
They
Jay
couldn't even
Gruden,
wait.
start back out there.
Yeah.
Couldn't even
And then
wait
they-
until the Miami game,
Yeah.
Well, give him a shot. Give him a
Exactly,
chance.
you know what I mean? He blows that, and it's all right, get the fuck out of
Exactly,
here.
exactly.
Speaking of the Miami game, now we roll into our NFL picks for Week 6, and I'll start. I'm gonna get bold there. I'm sick of this toilet. Everyone's saying the toilet bowl. That's so far fetched, and everyone just let's call this the motherfucker bowl. Both these teams suck.
The back alley abortion
It's
bowl.
the I'll give you that. That's a good one.
Hey. That's why they pay him the big
Oh,
bucks.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, we're talking about this hell of a shithole of a franchise. The Redskins are -3 against Miami. And after seeing Miami week 2 in Miami, when I saw the Pats play them, I was like, this team might be worse than the 0-16 Browns from a couple years ago. So I'm going to take the Redskins bold -3. I hope Colt McCoy is playing quarterback because honestly, even though they got pumped to the Pats, I really like what I saw out of them. Steele, what's your first pick here?
First one, we're going to keep riding fuck Cleveland here, and we're going to take Seahawks -1.
Oh, easy pick.
It's not even close. I mean, the Browns emasculated on Monday Night Football in front of everybody, so I think the Seahawks, they're going to bounce. But, I mean, they beat the Rams this week, so I think they're going to keep riding. I think that's a no-brainer, personally.
Yeah. See, my second pick here is kind of like an absolute reach that kind of leads to my point that I've made in shows before about how I hate that midget fuck Kyler Murray. I think Atlanta -2.5 is a safe bet. They haven't done shit all season. Everyone's been calling them out. They got Julio Jones. They got Calvin Ridley. They got Mohamed Sanu. And Matt Ryan is a good quarterback.
You're gonna lose.
Fair
that
to say,
bet,
good.
Nass. You're gonna lose.
No
that
way.
bet.
No
You're
way.
gonna-
It's the trap bet of the year so far. It seems like
Every week is
Yeah.
the trap bet. Not this week. I'm telling you.
All right.
2.5. You take it. It's not even a dog. It's the real pick. Steele, what's your second pick?
My next one, I'm taking the Chargers -7 versus the Steelers, because, I mean, the Steelers might be a leg injury away from starting me at quarterback, so I think fucking the Chargers are going to win by a billion. I think it's not even going to be close.
Fuck yeah.
I think Phillip Rivers, he's going to get there. Mike Tom's already kind of rattled, seen him in some interviews.
Oh, he's rattled.
I think the
He's
Chargers got it.
Yeah, like my third pick of the day, we're gonna go with the Tennessee Titans. They played the Buffalo Bills really hard, which is like kind of funny to say considering the Bills have sucked for the amount of years now. But I'm kind of digging the Buffalo defense and 14-7 game. Like I can kind of see Tennessee losing that game. So Tennessee's gonna go in and just pump the brakes off Joe Flacco. They're playing Denver. The defense is going to step up. Mariota's going to have one of those games where he just, like, magically throws, like, 2 touchdowns. And then Derrick Henry walks into a bar and just ruins the whole fucking season for the Denver Broncos. I wouldn't even be surprised if Von Miller fucking tears ACL.
All right.
Just them going down the drain completely. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
like
And
it.
we got
I
our
like every bit
we
of
got
it.
our bonus regular pick today. Well, who do you got, Miles?
I mean, I'm going Pats. It's 16 and a half, whatever you get to that. You gotta take him. It's the Pats.
Danny Dimes, though?
Who's he throwing to? To get Sterling? Sterling's not
I
playing.
think Golden Tate's back this week.
Golden Tate, the MAGA supporter Golden Tate? No, that guy ain't doing shit. That guy ain't doing shit.
We're better than that.
Oh, yeah. Evan Ingram's questionable. I mean, they're not going to do nothing against that defense.
What's the chances Eli plays because Jamie Collins just knocks the bricks off Danny Dimes?
I'd say it's a good chance he plays.
I think it's like 50-50.
I mean, it could be 40-7 in the third quarter, so they might throw him in there. Just throw a couple more picks. You know?
Yeah.
Give me Van Noy on that breaking him.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be Van Noy breaks him, but he will be broken.
Speaking of who let the dogs out, we're going to go with our underdog picks now. And we're getting nasty. First, I'm going to go.
You want one, Miles?
I'm good. You keep it. Hold it.
We can share it.
Yeah. We're going to go New Orleans here.
Yeah.
The official Mike Vick pick of the week.
New Orleans is
That's
a dog?
amazing.
Yeah, New Orleans is a dog. They're playing, is it Carolina?
No. Carolina plays the Buccaneers, I believe.
Come on, get your facts right,
Fuck.
fellas.
All right, so who's your underdog pick?
Me, I'm going Houston over the Chiefs.
I like it.
Deshaun Watson been a bad man. Went off last week, and I think he's going to keep riding it. I think that defense can slow down them enough, and I think they will score more points than the Chiefs in a shootout.
See, New Orleans, I couldn't. We've been talking about him the whole time. They're playing Gardner Minshew, which I'm kind of scared about this underdog pick now.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? We're gonna have to take full enforcement into Teddy Bridgewater, and really just see the electricity unfold with that defense. I think Gardner Minshew, his days are numbered.
No, what the hell are you talking
we
about?
got Big Dick Nick.
This man's calling an end
Coming
to
back
Minshew
next season.
and he should fucking. This is terrible.
Don't you fucking end the
Oh,
Minshew magic.
Oh, you know I'm a Dobbs guy. I like what I like.
The forehead?
Yeah, I like what Gardner Minshew's doing, but I think this Sunday he's playing the best team in the NFC, and I think it's a goddamn shame that the Saints are underdogs.
I think it's a shame you're saying what you're saying right now.
What Gunnar Minshew do last week?
He could have won the game at the last minute.
Did he?
Last second. He
Did he?
could have. He could have.
But he didn't.
But he could
And
have.
I think it could be one of those games, but all you need in these underdog picks is the win.
I don't think Minshew's lost by like more than like a possession.
And we have
Even in
a
his
bonus.
losses, like, he's
We
still
have a
going.
bonus fucking dog of the week. And you know what? It's not a fucking dog. It's a fucking pit bull. That's what I own. You know what it is? Wait, but who's Mariota playing? Tell me the defense Mariota's playing. Tell me your fucking pick. It's not a fucking dog. It's the fucking under. I don't care if it's 17 points. Under.
Okay.
All right, and that is our betting segment. Hey, thanks, folks. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hey, thanks, Miles B, for joining the show.
Pleasure.
We're really looking forward to having you back
Yes,
here.
absolutely.
Speaking of that, anyone who would like to be a guest on our show, DM us on our Facebook page or add us on Twitter at Steele Nazz. We're also on Instagram now. With Steele_and_Nazz _podcast, which is like that's a mouthful, huh?
Yes, they could give us
Yeah,
really
yeah.
fun.
That was
What the
that was
fuck?
That
Yeah.
was amazing.
It's a rough one. But
Yeah, that's
What-
all.
what it is for
Yeah,
now.
that's all from Steele and Nazz, Mass Music Radio's Pioneer Podcast. We'll see you next time.